Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing alright, should I say. Not all good, or just alright at the moment will be okay. Why? Because Chelsea have not been on form. And the last couple of games, as I've already mentioned, it's not gone our way, but we have a chance here. We have a good opportunity now for Chelsea to go into this weekend against Southampton at home, a game that we realistically should be winning, getting those 3 points, calming the storm, going to an international break, coming back in 2 weeks and just starting again. As we did at the start of the season where things were really good, we have a chance to just completely sort of reset and go again after the international break. But that needs to come with 3 points tomorrow against Southampton. And right now, Southampton look alright. They look alright. And especially with the players that they have in their side. Obviously, there's Livramento, who got sold over. Chelsea do have a buyback clause in relation to Livramento, so make sure you are aware of that. But he will be playing tomorrow against Chelsea, I reckon. Broja is currently on loan from Chelsea to Southampton. I'm not sure if he's going to be allowed to feature because we are his parent club. But yeah, Southampton, they have a decent setup. But realistically, I'm not going to say, the Southampton should be coming to the bridge. We should be pasting them 5-0. Like, no, they are a good side. But realistically, Chelsea should be picking up 3 points. It should be 3 points tomorrow. So this is where I want to see some urgency. I just want to see players in form and us playing the way that we normally do. If we do that, we win. We create chances, we score goals, we win. Simple. But we need players to step up. And we need players in midfield especially, as well as our wing-backs to be completely on it, completely on form, and not allow the 2 losses that we've just had, albeit against very good teams, Manchester City and Juventus. But we cannot allow that to drag us down. Thomas Tuchel mentioned in the press conference earlier today as well, in just relation to that we don't need to change anything drastic. We don't need to be, too deep in our thinking and too calculated. Like, no, it's football. It can happen. And even in the circumstances where we've lost the last 2 games, it's come because of individuality. Because some individuals have just seriously dipped in form. If all of a sudden they play the way that they need to play, or that we expect them to play, we win games. We win games. So we don't need to panic. We just need to stick to our game plan, stick to the way that we train, stick to what we do, stick to what Thomas Tuchel wants from these players, stick to the system that he always deploys. And we go from there, but the players need to step up. And tomorrow is going to be interesting in terms of the starting 11 because of what's happened in the last 2 weeks, because of players that are available and players that are not available. Now, if we're talking about players that are not available, unfortunately, Pulisic is still out. Look, after the international break, I hope he doesn't even go to international break. I hope he just has a break. Simple. Comes back after the internationals and he's ready to go and he's injury free. I want to see a fit Pulisic. I really do. So there's that. Mason Mount is back, which is good. He's back and he will be available for tomorrow. So thankfully, and I hope he's going to be back to his best, because when he was playing before he was absent, he wasn't looking good at all. I don't want to see that Mason Mount. I want to see proper Mason Mount coming back tomorrow. So, that's good news. Reece James is still currently out. He will not be featuring. That's not much of a surprise, especially with his ankle and the way that he looked like he twisted it. And Kante, I think, is still absent. Obviously, he tested positive, so he's not going to be around, I think, up until after the international break now, because tomorrow is our last game before all of that happens. So, those are the absentees. So when thinking about this, it's crucial in terms of trying to think, how are we going to set up this starting 11? Another piece of news that I want to bring to you is Callum Hudson-Odoi, because he has rejected going to the England under-21 setup because he wants to focus on getting into Thomas Tuchel's team, which is good to hear. I'm very, very happy at that, because Callum Hudson-Odoi doesn't need under-21 football anymore. He's past that. He should be looking towards senior football. When you look at Foden in the England team, you look at Mason Greenwood in the England team, you look at these lads that have made it into the England team that are pretty much in the same class as Hudson-Odoi, why is he in under-21 football? Shouldn't be. Focus on getting into the Chelsea team. Focus on getting your place if you can. Work hard, do it, get into the England team, the seniors, not the under-21. So that's a very, very good sign from Callum Hudson-Odoi, and I'm pleased to hear it. But bearing this in mind now, trying to think of the starting 11, let's try and piece this together. What should I think the starting 11 needs to be? Let's get into it. So, let's start off with the goalkeeper, obviously, Edouard Mendy, has to be. The back three, I'm going back to basics here. I'm going back to basics. I am going Azpilicueta, right centre-back. I am going Christensen, centre-back. And I'm going Antonio Rudiger, left centre-back. Now, Rudiger is a no-brainer. Christensen, for me, needs to play there because Silva played against Juventus. Don't want him to start racking up too many games because at his age, his legs, he'll begin to just dip. And we need sharp defenders. Now, Christensen in the middle, we know we can completely rely on. So for me, tomorrow, before we go into the international break, Christensen plays. And that allows Azpilicueta to go back into his role. For me, Azpi belongs here at right centre-back. And that is where he is most effective. And he brings a level of solidity to the centre-back pairing. And he's the last line of defence. I think that was crucial when looking at the goal that we conceded against Juventus, where Chiesa scored. Look at the space that Chiesa managed to run into by going around Kovacic, by catching our defence, so Thiago Silva, off guard. Rudiger had to come in and try and make way. If Azpi was there, I think he wouldn't have let that happen. So that is going to be key. For me, that should be the back three. Now, in terms of the wing-backs, let's get to it. Left wing-back, everyone gets their wish. We go with Ben Chilwell. We need some speed now. We need some speed. We need some pace. We need some quickness to our game. And as much as I like Alonso going forward, I liked what I saw against Juventus with Ben Chilwell after he came on. So just more of it. More of it would be good. He got into good attacking areas, which is always the one thing that I have with Christensen compared to Alonso. As long as he does that, I'm happy with him playing. So Chilwell for me at left wing back. Right wing back, I think it's logical. Our only choice can be Callum Hudson-Odoi if we want to play Azpilicueta at right centre-back. And for me, that's going to be crucial. So at right wing-back, we go with Callum. Reece James is absent, so Callum Hudson-Odoi gets another opportunity, and he goes at right wing-back. In midfield, I think it's our only option, really. Jorginho and Kovacic as the two centre-mids in a pivot. Now, against Juventus, they looked like they were struggling, but they were struggling because they couldn't pass the ball forward to the two men that were completely switched off, which were Havertz and Ziyech. And I think that resulted in these two looking a little bit lost. If they have the men in front and they have the men out wide, they can pass, they can move, and they can be a bit quick. What happened is they looked slow, but they looked slow because there was no option. And that needs to be fixed. And I feel like what I'm about to propose will fix that. So for me, Jorginho, Kovacic, don't change any of them. They're cool where they are. In front of them, I am going with the returning Mason Mount. I think he's key. If he's on form, he's key. Especially in terms of the amount of fitness and energy that he has, the amount that he runs, the way that he carries the ball, the way that he likes to get into attacking areas, and he likes to come back to assist the midfield. You need someone that's going to be that bridge. And I think the only capable one in midfield right now, whilst others are off form, is Mason Mount. So for me, he starts and he goes into that role. And alongside him, to an extent, whether it's going to be a bit of a hybrid alongside Mason Mount or alongside the big man up front, I'm going Timo Werner for pretty much the same sort of reasons. He's a runner. He will pick up the pace. He will use his speed. He will use his ability to drag defenders out, to create space, to run past defenders, because we know he likes to get in behind, to link up. He likes to link up. If he's doing that with, whether it's Jorginho or Kovacic, whether it's Mason Mount alongside him, or whether it's the big man up front, which is the key one here, Romelu Lukaku, I want to see how Werner and Lukaku are going to team up together, but with a good midfield behind them. And I feel like Ziyech and Havertz need to sit out this one. I'm not doing that again. The way that they played against Juventus, no, not happening. Not happening. So for me, this is what I think needs to be done. I think the energy and the physicality from Mason Mount and Timo Werner will both assist Jorginho and Kovacic in distributing the ball forwards. And it will assist Lukaku, because now Lukaku has two men that have the energy to be able to run if he wants to link up. And at the same time, are going going to be the bridge between Jorginho Kovacic and Lukaku. That way he can get himself into good attacking areas and take some chances and therefore take some shots and hopefully score some goals. I mean, for me, this is the best that we have right now. So that is what I think the starting 11 needs to be. And in terms of a score prediction, I think we got to be a bit cautious with this one. I'm not going to get carried away here, and I don't think it's going to be as easy as I think a few think, maybe. Southampton are a decent side, and I know at the moment they're probably smelling a little bit of blood because Chelsea have lost the last two. I'm going with a narrow, but I think we'll pick ourselves up. I'm going with a Chelsea 2, Southampton 0. I'm going with a 2-0 win. Yes, Southampton might score. I don't think they will. Fingers crossed. My predictions as of late have not been good, but that's because Chelsea as a whole have not been good. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going 2-0. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. How do you see it going down? Do you think that we will get a good win? Do you think it will be tight? Do you think we'll draw? Do you think we'll lose? What team would you deploy? Do you agree with mine? Would there be any other players that you would change? What's your score predictions? I'd love to know. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to be here for the watch along tomorrow. That will be live on here. And then after that, I will give you my match review for Chelsea versus Southampton. Kick-off 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Lovely. Traditional. But I will see all of you then. Before we go, I want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed. We have hit 90,000 subscribers, people. 90k, people. And it's all down to you. You know, I'm glad that I'm here doing what I'm doing. It's a breath of fresh air. I love it. You guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic. And it's you guys that make it happen, though. I'm nothing without you guys actually watching. So I appreciate everyone that has subbed, that has contributed, that has engaged, that's commented, that watches all the time. Thank you all so much. We're 10k away from 100k, from the silver plaque, from joining the club that George and Jan have already achieved. So, you know, hopefully a new entrant coming in very soon. But thank you all so much. I just wanted to say we're not far from 100k, so let's make it happen. Therefore, hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I'll see you tomorrow on the watch along, where hopefully there'll be no issues. I think I've sorted all the problems out, so there won't be any problems. I hope. But I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.